really quite devastating.
Flash flooding returns to the Texas Hill Country a year after the tragedy that claimed more than 130 lives. A few weeks ago, we marked how the community had been healing over the past year since the July floods of 2025. Well, now the water is receding again after severe storms and once again flooding that caused the rivers to go to near historic heights.
At least 2 people have died and hundreds have been rescued, and that's at least over the last 48 hours. CBS News correspondent Jason Allen is joining us live this morning in Kerrville. And Jason, 24 hours ago, it felt like we were just on the cusp of a major disaster. Homes and infrastructure all took on major damage from what we can see. But the loss of life is much less significant than it was just a year ago.
Yeah, it is, Carmen, and that's a big part of this story. Right now we don't have rain. It's the first time in 4 days that we have not had rain here. People haven't been waking up to rain. Very much a welcome, a needed break, because as the sun is just starting to come up, you can start to see some of the debris behind me. It's covering this bridge. This bridge was entirely underwater, and the river's down now, but there is a ton of cleanup to do still. But you're right, people were paying very close attention to the weather for the last 3 days. Everybody that we talked to yesterday around town said they were watching the warnings as they came across on their phone, and they were listening for any sense that somebody might tell them it was time to evacuate. And when some of those evacuation orders came, when firefighters were knocking on the door, sounding their siren, people said they didn't question it. They grabbed a few things and they left. And we're already hearing from some people, they're crediting that action, that preparedness, with not repeating the loss of life that we saw here a year ago.
Yeah, there were certainly so many lessons that the community learned and took away from last year. But let's specifically talk about those newly installed flood alert systems, because many of the local government officials were saying that they did work like they were supposed to as far as in the areas that they were installed. We know so many counties are still waiting to get those flood alert systems. But have you heard anything about specifically how summer camps responded to that flooding?
Yeah, well, the big answer, the main answer to your question there is the camps are fine, and everyone at the camps are safe. And that's the good news, especially as everybody thinks back to what happened at Camp Mystic a year ago. Now, a lot of those sirens are located on camp properties specifically. In fact, one that we saw a couple of weeks ago during a test is on a camp for girls that is buried up in the canyons. There would be no other sound or no other alert when there was a flash flooding situation. And the state said yesterday that all of the sirens that have been installed worked. In addition to that, there are these flood alarms that have been placed in a pretty large number already up and down the Guadalupe, 105 of them. And we know that some of those went off as well. Don't know exactly how many, but we know at least a half dozen of them went off in one area in Ingram. And there were some people there who credited those alarms as the water hits them and the alarm goes off. They credited those alarms with saving their lives. So once they heard that, they knew water was rising. It was time to get up and get out. So yeah, not only were people paying attention to the threat and the alerts ahead of time, in the days ahead, but in the actual moment that the water was starting to rise, it sounds like those physical alert and alarm systems also helped in this scenario.